Oftentimes, people are held bound by the overwhelming thoughts of starting a thing. Sometimes they intend to go for a certain project or begin something new, and then you find that they are unable to begin because the thoughts of starting that endeavor alone overwhelms them, and they are like, look, this is too much for me to do. I might not have the time to do it. It may not really be my thing to do, but deep down, they really desire to do that thing. And this is a limitation. What's up, internet? Welcome to my space. My name is Brian Ula. If you're new here, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and very importantly, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notification bell so you receive a notification every time I drop a new content. In this episode of my releases, I want to talk about the value of starting and how it can have lots of disadvantages when you fail to start, especially when you have a plan in your mind, you have a plan at heart that you want to carry out, yet you're not starting, probably because of some overwhelming thoughts, assuming that it is too much of a task, or for fear of your possible or probable inability to meet up with the demands of that particular endeavor. Oftentimes, people are held bound by the overwhelming thoughts of starting a thing. Sometimes they intend to go for a certain project or begin something new, and then you find that they are unable to begin because the thoughts of starting that endeavor alone overwhelms them, and they are like, look, this is too much for me to do. I might not have the time to do it. It may not really be my thing to do, but deep down, they really desire to do that thing. And this is a limitation. It keeps them stagnated. It keeps you in one place without moving, with lots of fear clouding your mind, your thoughts, and let me say, disables you from taking an action towards that goal that you so desire to achieve someday in your life. I think that for every endeavor or everything you intend to do or that you have plans of doing, the most important part of doing that thing is by starting. Now, as soon as your day begins, you also have to start off with your actions towards achieving the goals that you have set out to achieve on that very day. That's why you find some people have a to-do list, and once they have that to-do list, they take it one after the other and carry out the task that they have assigned to themselves, for the day, or tasks that were assigned to them from work or wherever it comes from, but which they have to execute. They just put it down and they work with it, and it helps them achieve success at the end of the day. Now, it's about starting. Just like it is your day, you cannot get to evening without morning. It's definitely going to be morning before afternoon and evening. Now, you can't get to primary 6 without going through primary 1. It has to be from primary 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then basic 1, as they now call it, but which was previously called JSS 1, JSS 2, and JSS 3. Now, in summary, what are we talking about? It's about starting. As you wake up every day, how does your day begin? On a light note, on a sad note, on a joyful note, regardless of how it starts. How do you start your day? And if we go away from your day, the other endeavors you want to do, maybe you want to venture into, content creation. Maybe you want to start learning a new skill. Maybe you want to go visit a friend. Maybe you want to go seek counsel from an experienced person. And then the thought of doing that thing alone just overwhelms you, and you just assume that, come on, this is too much for me. I may not be able to do it because I will not have the time, or I may not have the confidence, or I may not be able to put ideas together to execute this plan. I think that's a wrong notion, because the most important thing is starting. When you start, It gives a boost to your desires. It gives a boost to your spirit's being, let me say, because sometimes they say the body is willing, or rather the spirit is willing, but the body is weak. In this case, it might be the same. The spirit might be willing, but your body is weak. How do you prompt your body to not be weak and move on with this plan of yours? A lot of times, it requires you taking an action by starting. And their importance, there are so many values and advantages that comes with you daring to start. First, by starting, you build a foundation for clarity and direction. A lot of times, thoughts becloud your mind and you're not even sure which way to go. You're not even sure how to go about that thing you want to do. You're not very, you don't have a concrete plan. You don't have a clear sense of direction as to what you want to do or how you want to do what you want to do. And sometimes you might script and rescript, make plans, do consultations, and still not get it right. What is the trick? Get started. So get started to help build a foundation for clarity and direction. Taking an action, starting, helps you overcome fear and doubt. That is the second point. It helps you overcome fear and doubt and break the cycle of overthinking and doubt. Sometimes you want to do it and you want to cry. Just like I said earlier, you may not have the time, you may not have the expertise, you may not do this, you may not have that. By the time you start, you overcome those fears, those things that look like barriers to you that would not let you go further. You start them and you discover that, whoa, they are no more. You've broken the ice, now you've overcome your fear and doubt in yourself. Remember, learning begins with action. And success often requires learning from real-world experience. So when you don't start, how do you get a real-world experience of what you intend to go into? By starting and trying to do that thing that you want to do, you are learning again. You are learning it over again, and which is very important because that's the only way you will be able to do what you want to do the best way. Otherwise, you might just be doing trial and error and assuming in your head that you know it all, but the practical experience may not necessarily be there. Opportunities only come to those who act. This is another thing you should understand about starting. So when you want to do a thing that probably would set you apart and put you in the fore for bigger opportunities later someday, those opportunities will not come your way if you don't start. You have to start to be able to prove to people that yes, you have experience. Imagine for a job, you've not had an experience. You go to school, study 4, 5, 6 years, and you're out, and then you apply for a job, and they're asking you for a 3 years, 2 years work experience. How do you prove that? That's where the issue of volunteering comes in, where it's important for you to volunteer even while in school. But that's not what we are talking about today. So yeah, opportunities only come to those who act, and so you have to start doing something to be able to get hands-on experience for when opportunities come. So once it comes, boom, you're all set and ready to fly. Starting creates accountability. What does this mean? When you start, again, you have hands-on experience. You have real-world experience. You are able to handle issues as they come, sort out problems, fix issues, and are more likely to hold yourself accountable as you progress. So when you start and you have the experience, you're responsible for your actions. So when things go wrong, you know how to address them and make them better and not run away from it or put the blame on somebody else. But you know how to go about it, make it the right way. But without practical real-world experience, you might not be able to deal with certain difficult situations that come with that endeavor. And of course, I don't think there's any aspect of life that does not have challenges. there are always going to be challenges. Now you must learn how to do what is meant to be done, and you must learn how to, handle issues when they arise in that field that you are specializing in or that you intend to specialize in. And in summary, what I would say, it's more valuable to start than wait for what you may call the best time to start. Now is the best time. Start, make progress, and see yourself fly like an eagle. My name is Brian Uda. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to engage, like, comment, share, and invite your friends to also subscribe to my page. Thank you.